Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Hanif Fakullah Habib Muhammad Amidi. I am the leader of this group. I and my friends want to share about the delay of construction industry. When problems arise in the construction project, the resulting legal disputes may be heated. In the event of a disagreement, the procedure for handling it is spelled out in the contract drafting during the procurement phase. Construction disputes are settled out of court via adjudication or arbitration to keep costs down and low. But if litigation becomes necessary, a member of the construction law will be appointed to represent either party. Construction delay occur often and in all areas of the world. It is common knowledge that delay the building project are common no matter how hard the job is. The term delay refers to the length of the time it takes to finish and complete the building project. In other terms, a delay occurs when the project is not finished by the agreed upon deadline and the agreed upon cost. Delay in construction are the common occurrence that may have serious consequences for a project's time, budget and quality. The performance of the project consultant, contractor and the owner is often the primary cause of project failure. The effects of the delay are expensive for everyone involved, and they often lead to arguments, cost overrun, arbitration, litigation, and even the complete cancellation of a project. Risk and uncertainty are inherent in the construction business because of the many different internal and external elements that might affect the business process.
My name is Dan Mei Shi. My metric number is AP200505. Now I'm going to continue to present about metrology. Our group used Google Meet to interview the respondent. Google Meet is a video chatting service designed primarily for business and office use, which let colleagues chat over video and text. Due to the respondent time and schedule, we can visit to the respondent company for a face-to-face interview. After a several time of contact, finally, the respondent agreed to take the time to have an interview with us on Google Meet. When the Google Meet interview starts, we politely introduce ourselves to respondent and explain the purpose for this interview. Then, we ask the respondent the interview question that we prepare and communicate before, and record the key point in detail when the respondent answer and describe the problem or issue they face on construction site or on the project going.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ida Nursham Dimam Faizli. I will discuss about definitions, type, issue about project delay. First definition. Delay is the amount of time that after the deadline for completion set forth in a contract or after the delivery that agreed upon by the parties for a project. It is a project that is running behind schedule and is seen as a typical issue in construction project. Construction delay can result in a variety of project delay competition, lost productivities, acceleration, high cost, and contract termination. In order to reach up time and money, the party suffering damage and party at fault. Delay problems are, however, typical of a complex kind. Most of these area contracts are not building alternatives that make checker congestion, but the construction project itself can also cause delay in congestion. There are many construction projects underway worldwide whether they are phone roads or other forms of infrastructure, and many end users are experiencing delays at construction sites. Second is a type. First, excusable and incusable. As you decide if the delay is critical or not, you need to decide whether it's excusable and cause delay change the contract to a time extension payment report. Sign the contract has no control over this delay. Your construction agreement should specify the typical excuse delay. Second, concrete delay. For successful project management and completion, owner and contract must work together on construction project. As a result, the contract and owners exchange a lot of information. Simulation postpone is possible in this fashion. It may result a scenario where both owner and contracts disturb the process. 3. It is clear to determine whether a delay is critical or whether it is critical or not. The project delivery deadline is significant impact by the current schedule delay. The influencer can be slight and go unnoticed if it's his minimal bearings on the critical part of the construction activities. Next is issue about project delay in construction. First, bad weather. The weather is one thing that we cannot control, although it would be wonderful if we call that there is no way to manage harsh weather can enable you to be ready, which can make a difference. Consider a slow timetable and adhere to safe crew standards if the weather is hot and muggy or cold and snowy. Modern best integrates construction software enable contract to automate activity and streamline workflows to guarantee the right people see the correct information at the right time. It also gives real-time accessibility, timely data, and robust capability. Next is approve. Everyone has engaged in the trivial waiting game at some point in their career. The entire project unable to process because we are waiting for someone somewhere to decide. You have to make judgments that keep project going when working as a leader of project management. Thank you.
My name is Li Wenxiang. My number metric is AP200220. Today, I would like to talk about delay in the construction industry. This is a worldwide phenomenon. Delay can be defined as the extension of time. However, there are some effects that might cause construction project delays and cannot be prevented. First of all, according to the clause 58.4 force majeure, the pandemic COVID-19, which made it impossible for construction project to continue operating and for people to go to work. Next is inclement weather. Inclement weather may cause construction project to be delayed, such as a wet day, which consultant and contracts cannot forecast. Therefore, the contractor and consultant might meet with the clients and decide on a different approach to complete the project and contract. Next is the clause 53. The nominated subcontractors or nominated suppliers delay in completing their tasks. This was a common occurrence in Malaysia. Often, some people would use this honest way to gain additional compensation from consultants or contractors while failing to complete their tasks. Moreover, according to clause 43.1, the contractor is unable to procure the products, materials, and service necessary for the proper completion of the work due a circumstance that is beyond his control and that he could not reasonably have predicted at the time the contract's binding was closed. Apart from that, clause 43.1 shows the due to any negligence or default on the part of the SO. The contractor not having received from the SO in a timely manner instruction regarding the nomination of subcontractors and suppliers specified in this contract. Next, according to the clause 61.1, contractor and consultant shall make the payment to each nominated subcontractor and suppliers. Sometimes the clients make the payment or budget to the consultant and contractor, but contractor or consultant often did not make the payment to the nominated subcontractor and supplier, so they do not supply the material, service or workers, and it was affected the project delay. This will happen because nominated subcontractor and suppliers do not have funds to provide material, service and others. Additionally, to the clause 22.1, design they undertake by contractors should be ensured the design is safe, suitable, compatible to progress. Sometimes project will delay also caused by the clients change the design, and affected the contractor and consultant have to change the materials and predict again the budget of project. Last but not least, according to the clause 23.1, workman in Malaysia normally is the non-Malaysian citizen. This is because the price or salary for them are more cheaper than hire Malaysian. Most of the consultant and contractor hire the non-Malaysian citizen as workers so they can reduce the labor costs. Besides, they also did not apply the permit for non-Malaysian workers. When government carried out the spot check on them, most of all does not have permit or the permit was expired. When government sent the non-Malaysian workers back to their country, contractor and consultant were facing the problem, which is lack of the labor. That's all for me. Thank you.
Good evening everyone, I'm Amir Tuan Abdul Aziz. So now I will be present about the related case for the case study. So the first case is a Blue Dream City Development Sdn Bhd vs County and 184 order and 5 order appeals. The Blue Dream, the developer requests from the controller an extension of time of 70 months in accordance with regulation 11 in bracket 3 of the Housing Development Control and Leasing Regulation 1989, the HDR. In this case, it accords with the House Development Control and Leasing 1960C. The HDA Blue Dream adopted a firm stand on the authority of Minister of Housing and Local Government, the Minister. Due to the blinding neutral of Meng Lee, the High Court granted the purchase request against the minister's decision, and as the result, ordered the developer to pay liquidated determinate PMH LAD as sought from the period of 36 months. In essence, the court appeal decided that the minister is not allowed to assign the controller his HDA granted authority to extend the developer deadline for finishing the development. The second case is Kahming Construction Sdn Bhd versus Sling Development Sdn Bhd. This case related to the late and non-payment case. It was ruled that responding to actually the suspended contract violation by the old by suspending work and purposefully slowing down is exceedingly risk. Even if the defendant was not permitted to set off, the defendant argued found for delay and subpar perform outside against the money owed to the plaintiff. The plaintiff argued that it has the right to hold work in this case due to the particular no payment of one certificate and the no payment of one certificate in full. The juries decide that there is no intermediate right in the building contract to suspended work. Next, Chahming Guan and also Perumahan Film Penang. This case is domestic for the form of contract. It demonstrates a significance of contract term and condition. In short, if the COC is specified in the standard contract form like PWD 2203 or PAM 2018, the parties may interpret it as a term and condition that must be adhered to. All parties involved must be able to understand it and must be expressed in straightforward language. The plaintiffs, however, were uneducated farmers who were unable to get the condition because they were write in English. It was established that the plaintiff is no desire to accept the term, and desire is a crucial component in forming a contract. Next, usaha sama SNB LTA Sdn Bhd versus ABI Construction Sdn Bhd. Any problem must be brought to the superintending officer SO, and both parties must legally agree to refer the case to the administration in accordance with clause 66 of PWD Form 203. Usaha sama argue, however, that the notice of arbitration was ultimately seen. The suspended officer SO was not notified really, and the arbitrator lacked authority to resolve this matter. As a result, the court determined that usaha sama was precluded from objecting because no matter who brought up in the internal notice of arbitration, Abi Budi Sdn Bhd ACSB was chosen by the usaha sama SPNB LTAT Sdn Bhd to carry out the construction work in accordance with the PWD Form 203 contract. The authority was underlined the necessary for phrase to be strengthened with clarity and adequate detail in order to avoid ambiguity which could result in planned delay and increased costs. The preliminary function of COC, which bound the party for the construction project contract together, are still be debated. Next, we have PSI in Control Sdn Bhd IC International Limited 2022. The project director PD have given PSI and EOT of 106 days, but he or she reject PSI request for LNE on the ground that ICON has effectively rejected all the PSI claim for creation, and the PSI have not been complied with the notice requirement outlined in the clause 050.1 and 50.2 of the PWD Form DB. The court appeal conclusion on the subject of EOT can be summed up as the following. In accordance to the clause 49 of PWD Form DB, a contractor requesting an EOT must be advised the PD in writing of the reason for the delay and provide all the pertinent information and supporting documentation as soon as the delay even become reasonable evident. The Court of Appeal conclusion regarding LNE can be summed up as the following. According to the clause 49.2 of PWD Form DB, ICON may only decline to consider LNE claim when awarding an EOT if ICON have explicitly declared that the delay did not fall under clause 91B, D, E, H, or I, which give the right to the LNE entitlement. The Court of Appeal of Malaysia recently considered the contractual procedure and notice demand of extension of time, EOT, and loss and expensive and LNE under the condition of contractor design and building contract of PWD Form DB. So that's all for me. Now I will pass to another presenter. Thank you.
Good morning to Dr. and everyone. Now I will present about conclusion. In sum, the most significant effect of construction delays in the projects under consideration include cost overruns, timetable overruns, contract cancellation, adjudication, and lawsuits. There are many different reasons why delays can occur, including bad weather, system failures, labor shortage, missing data, project errors, and conflicts. Although some reasons, like the weather, are out of a construction organization control, the majority of delays may be prevented. The most effective safeguard against delays and cost overruns is careful preparation. A well-developed strategy will reduce the overall risk in the construction project. Maintaining realistic deadlines is essential for minimizing potential delays in building projects. All timelines must be established by the contractor and customer using data from previous projects. Contractors must focus on gathering the most overall information regarding time and task length estimation before creating the initial schedule. They should also try to determine what is preventing them from completing construction project deadlines. That's all from me. Thank you.